Welcome back, True Seeker. Tomorrow, December 9th, 2017, will be the 83rd Heisman Trophy Award ceremony. A lot of people saying Baker Mayfield, the big front runner to win it. Last year, it was clear to see that Lamar Jackson would be the Heisman winner, and that was because of the murder of Rashaan Salaam the day the finalists were announced. Last year, Lamar Jackson was the big name in college football. This year, the name repeated so many times over is Baker Mayfield. And I want to show you how perfect the awards ceremony is tomorrow for Baker Mayfield, plus remind you what happened last year since my channel has been deleted and the video no longer exists. First, let's just start with the fact that it's the 83rd ceremony for the Heisman. That's the big football number. Football, 83. So they're saying number 6 for the Oklahoma Sooners, Baker Mayfield. He's the favorite. Talked about this earlier this year. Baker Mayfield, this popular name, his name sums to 239, which is the 52nd prime number. And in the past year, the numbers 25 and 52 have been huge in the world of sports. From his birthday to the Heisman ceremony is exactly 239 days, corresponding with his name gematria. How perfect. Baker Mayfield, the alignment couldn't be any more perfect. And in addition to his name having the gematria at 239, what else is really interesting is that Baker Mayfield in ordinal sums to 112, and his full name, Baker Reagan Mayfield, sums to 112 in reverse reduction. As I've shown before, the world of college and the world of professional sports are always synced together. The number 112 represents Super Bowl, big number for the Super Bowl. And notice Baker Mayfield equals 58, so does Freemasonry, so does Secret Society, so does United States. Special number. From the Heisman Award ceremony to the Super Bowl, the upcoming one, is a span of 58 days. And let's not forget that that's Super Bowl 52. Minnesota equals 52. They're hosting Super Bowl 52. 239 is the 52nd prime. Again, it proves the point that I've been making for years now. Sports are rigged, and not only are they rigged, but the athletes that are participating in these games, they are farmed, they are birthed, and they are named accordingly. That's why these rituals sync up perfectly every single year. You know, it's impossible to continue to just say this is all coincidence. Can't be coincidence year after year that the same thing happens. Other things interesting about Baker Mayfield. He was born on a great day to be a Sooner and a Heisman winner. His birth numerology yields the number 33. Heisman equals 33. Notice down here, Heisman equals 33. Also 39, the word trophies 39. That's interesting because Sooners also has the gematria of 33 and 39. And think about what they did in their offseason. They hired the 33-year-old Lincoln Riley. Riley equals 33. He replaced Bob Stoops, 33. When the season began, Lincoln had turned 34. Lincoln also equals 34. Reminds me of Abraham Lincoln and how the 34th state, Kansas, the last to join the Union before the Civil War. So anyhow, Baker Mayfield, it couldn't be any more perfect, the alignment for the Heisman Award. He also wears the number 6. 6 in ordinal gematria sums to 52. Again, big number this year. And Minnesota about to host Super Bowl 52. And that reminds me that I also saw in his name, Baker has the gematria of 98. Here we are in the 98th season of the NFL. And it's all scripted together. College and pros, scripted by the same code. Remember, the opening night game of the NFL was the Kansas City Chiefs. There's only a handful of teams that have 98 gematria. Kansas City Chiefs, 98. Versus New England Patriots, 98. And Patriots have a number of connections to 98. Patriots alone is also 98. Tom Brady is 98. He became the starter at Michigan in 98. That opening game, one of the big stars was the player named Hunt, who played his college ball for the Rockets. And that night they emphasized multiple times that he led college football with 98 broken tackles. And think about how easy that stat is to manipulate, you know? Who's going to really count if it was 105 or 90, 98 broken tackles? Super easy stat to manipulate. It's all ritual. And also, in addition to Minnesota equaling 52, notice Vikings is 98. They had the Monday Night Football game in the season opener against the New Orleans Saints. The starting quarterbacks were number 9 and number 8. Talked about that then. New Orleans Saints, one of the other teams with 98 gematria. And I said that night, look for the Saints to have a good season. The Saints weren't expected to be such a good team. They've had a very good year. So, that's Baker Mayfield, 83rd Heisman ceremony, December 9th. By the way, 12 plus 9 plus 20 plus 17 is a date with 58 numerology. Also going nicely with Baker Mayfield, 58. Span of 58 days for the Super Bowl. It's Freemasonry running the show. Freemasonry controlling media, government, which means they control education. That's why we learn the Freemason history from kindergarten through college. We learn the knowledge they want us to have. Now, that said, let's go back to last year, the murder of Rashaan Salaam and the scripted Heisman for Lamar Jackson from the town of Louisville, where Muhammad Ali was from. So, Super Bowl 50. The Broncos won it at the beginning of 2016. And let's not forget that I called that Super Bowl perfectly from October. From the day that Super Bowl was played, on the 38th day of the year, remember Colorado's the 38th state, Colorado equals 38, so does death, so does murder, so does killing. From that game to the death of Rashaan Salaam was 303 days. In Denver's the 303 area code. Rashaan Salaam played his college football in Colorado, where Denver is. Dead 303 days after that Super Bowl. He was murdered at age 42. Heisman has gematria of 33. If you count S for 10, Heisman is also 42. And on the day that Rashaan Salaam was murdered, they announced the 5 Heisman finalists. If you write out 5 as a word, it sums to 42. So Rashaan Salaam found dead. He played for the University of Colorado Buffaloes, which equals 137, the 33rd prime. Again, Rashaan Salaam was a Muslim. Muhammad Ali was a Muslim. Rashaan Salaam murdered the day Lamar Jackson and 4 other people nominated for the Heisman. Lamar Jackson from Louisville, like Muhammad Ali. Let me connect all of this for you. Remember, Muhammad Ali died at age 74, and I predicted he would in 2014. Muhammad Ali was born in 42. If you write out 42, it sums to 74. And I didn't know this last year because we hadn't learned reverse gematria. Last year, all I knew were these 2 methods right here, plus Jewish gematria and Sumerian gematria. Whoops, 42. If you write out 42, sums to 74. And this whole code comes from the Bible. The New Testament equals 42. It begins with the 42 generations to Jesus. You write out 42, it sums to 74. You write out Jesus, it sums to 74. You write out Jesus Christ, it sums to 74. You write out cross, it sums to 74. You write out gospel, 74. How many chapters in the gospel? 89. Religion, 89. 89 is the 11th Fibonacci number. Jesus, 11, the master number. 11 men on the football field. You play on Sunday. In addition to Jesus, Muhammad also 74. Special number. So anyway, Rashaan Salaam dead at 42. Muhammad Ali, I think I forgot to put that up there. Muhammad Ali, 42. Born in 42. Diagnosed with Parkinson's at age 42. You see? Notice Rashaan Salaam wore the number 19. The freshman winner of the Heisman last year was 19 years old. Very special number in the Quran, the most sacred number to the Quran. Rashaan Salaam was found dead in a park, 19. And Jackson, who got his college start, his first one on September 1st, 1/9, would go on to win the Heisman. You see this? Found dead in a park, number 19, former Heisman winner. All is a ritual for Lamar Jackson. A lot of things that are interesting here. We were just talking about 58. He died 58 days from his birthday. You see? He also died a span of 59 days. Kill equals 59. Negro 59. Slave 59. Blues 59. We didn't know reverse last year. Ali 59. And remember, he said he gave up his slave name, Muhammad Ali, changed his name to Ali at 22. He died at 74, 52 years later. You see that? Slave name. Prophecy equals 52. Muhammad Ali, the Prophet Muhammad. You see how this goes? And notice Ali's also 22 when he changed his name. Cassius Clay, CC 33. Cassius Clay itself also equals 33. '42 stamped all over Black history. You know, see this again and again. So here's the final piece. He was found dead in a park. We talked about park equals 19. Park also has gematria 46. And think about what killed Muhammad Ali. Parkinson's, which he was diagnosed with at age 42. Parkinson's 46. He died in Phoenix 46. Louisville 46. Sacrifice 46. Rashaan Salaam found dead in Chicago in a park. Chicago 46, Park 46. There was just the NFL death of John Theory in Chicago at age 46, former Bear. He was found dead on the day that leaves 37 days left in the year. You see that? Chicago 37 and 46. Dead at 46 on the day leaving 37 days left in the year. And let me see. I just had something documented up here about 37. December equals 37, the month he was found dead in. What else did I write up here? Rashaan Salaam also 37. Drafted to the Chicago Bears. Murdered by the numbers. You see how the patterns repeat again and again? This is what it is to participate in the rigged world of sports. You know? This is what college and professional athletics are. Scripted, ritual by the numbers. Here, something else interesting. Last year, Lamar Jackson had this monstrous game. Very memorable game last year. They blew out Florida State 63-20. Now understand, the Prophet Muhammad died at age 63 in the Quran. Muhammad Ali died on June 3rd, 63 days before the start of the Summer Games in Rio. And 2016 is the 63rd triangular number, meaning if you had 1 through 63, it equals 2016. Notice Rio is 42. Remember, Muhammad Ali opened up the 96 Summer Games in Atlanta. You see? A boxing ring is 96 feet around. Muhammad Ali became boxing champion in 64. Boxer 64. He became boxing champion in Miami Beach 64. That was the year of the Civil Rights Act. And Muhammad Ali became a major face of the Civil Rights Act 64. So, 63 pertains to the Prophet Muhammad. Muhammad Ali died on 6/3, 63 days before the start of the Summer Games. All ritual. Then this kid has this huge 63-point blowout game. Notice 63 plus 20 equals 83. Football 83. That game came 84 days before he was named the Heisman winner. And the reason that matters is because he was a freshman. Freshman equals 84. Big accomplishment. Young man, college football, first year. The Heisman is supposed to be essentially the most valuable player to college football. Of course, United States of America equals 84. Very important number. And the day of this game, by the way, that he won with 63 points, that was a date with 42 numerology. Again, representing Louisville, Muhammad Ali's hometown, where Lamar Jackson played ball. On Friday, June 10th, 2016, there was a 19-mile funeral procession for Muhammad Ali. Again, 19, the most important number in the Quran. Look up the Quran code, read about 19. Lots of important information. Something else very cool. We just talked about how Muhammad Ali equals 96. If you read about the Quran code, an important fact in it is how the Prophet Muhammad was first revealed the 96th chapter of the Quran. The 96th chapter. And what's really interesting about that is this English extended cipher, which is very interesting. If you type in the word prophet, it equals 503, which is the 96th prime number. You know, the Prophet Muhammad, 96th chapter, first revealed to him. From the 19-mile funeral procession to the debut of the 19-year-old for Louisville, September 1st, 1/9, that was 83 days, the football number. And check out this shot of Muhammad Ali a decade before at a Louisville Bowl game wearing a 19 jersey. What are the odds? What are the odds? You know, Lamar Jackson was just a little boy at this point. He wasn't even 10 years old when this happened. But he was being farmed and raised for his future position. Just like so many of these athletes are, you know, that so many people celebrate. Not realizing that these men were farmed like people on an animal to fulfill their future roles. You know? So here's something that's really interesting. Last year I talked about this all the time. And, you know, I just checked this when I wrote my chapter on rig sports a little more than a month ago. And a little more than a month ago, Muhammad Ali and Lamar Jackson still had the same birthday everywhere I checked online. And I documented this so many times last year. Muhammad Ali born January 17th. Lamar Jackson born January 17th. You know, this post is from September of 2016. And I talked about this all last year. From the first game of Lamar Jackson, I said, what are the odds that he has the same birthday as Muhammad Ali? A month ago, he still had the same birthday as Muhammad Ali. Now, all of a sudden, Lamar Jackson's birthday is January 7th. His birthday just changed. I think it just changed in recent days. Reminds me of 1984, the book where history is changing, information is changing all the time. I'm going to have to put a notation in my book because, see, that's the type of thing. Like in my book, it talks about how they have the same birthday. And now, it's not the same. Somebody will go through my book and say, oh, look, he's just fudging the facts to make things work. That's what's frustrating about this day and age we live in. They've changed Lamar Jackson's birthday. But anyhow, Muhammad Ali, interesting he's standing next to Dwayne Wade, who at the time was playing for the Miami Heat. Remember, it was the Miami Marlins. He also became boxing champion in Miami. But it was the Miami Marlins that first broke the news of Muhammad Ali's death. But this is what's going on, you know, all scripted ritual. And oh yeah, one more thing. From the day that Muhammad Ali died to September 1st, the debut of the 19-year-old was a span of 91 days. I mean, could it be any more perfect? It couldn't be any more perfect. So, you know what else I noticed, Truth Seeker? If I do a video and I just explain things that we've already covered a million times and I don't show the math on the screen, I realize the way it works with the trolls now. If I open up the door for people to come and attack the work and say I'm just making it up, then the trolls will flood. Like the video I put up on LeBron James yesterday, that just got flooded with trolling. And it's still being trolled nonstop. And it's because I made the video quick and I didn't show all the math on the screen because they're things we've covered 1,000 times over. But watch, the trolling won't come as much for this because it's so well documented. So, you want to defeat the trolls, I guess you got to be thorough in your presentation. And I'm telling that for the other people who are making gematria videos. This work's undeniable. The people who continue to deny the work are complete morons. You know? And for my man Darrell the big Raiders fan, you know, earlier this year I put out the prediction of why the Raiders were going to beat the Chiefs. The Raiders were playing pretty bad. The Chiefs were one of the hottest teams in the league, and I guaranteed the Raiders were going to win that game because it was all about the number 52. The Raiders could have got their 52nd win, which they did in the season of Super Bowl 52. Raiders equals 52. Here, I'll just show you right here. Raiders equals 52. Silver and Black equals 52. You got that old Loonies album, the song Silver and Black, about the Raiders going from Los Angeles to Oakland to Las Vegas more than a decade before it was announced they were going to Vegas. Check this out. You want some more 52 with the Raiders and Chiefs? From their last game, which was October 19th, to their matchup that's happening tomorrow, or 2 days from now, Sunday, December 12th, that's going to be 52 days later. They're playing 52 days later. This was a Thursday night game. 7 weeks later plus 3 more days. It's 52 days later. In the year of Super Bowl 52, the last game came down to Derek Carr's 52nd pass after all those penalty calls. I said the game was going to be all about 52 and the Raiders would win, and then they won it on the 52nd pass attempt. And, and the Chiefs became 5-2 in that game, by the way, for another 52. But the game summed to 61 points. And what I said after the game is I said, notice that the next Chiefs win against the Raiders will be number 61. Interestingly, in Gematria, Derek Carr equals 61. Derek Carr got the win, scoring the 61st point after the 52nd pass attempt for a touchdown. The Chiefs have been on a massive losing streak since this point. They've won one more game and then lost their last 4. They're on a 4-game losing streak. Darrell is really praying his Raiders are going to win tomorrow because he wants to see them, take the lead. But I just don't know in light of them having 52 wins in the year of Super Bowl 52. What I want you to understand is it's not a coincidence that these teams are now playing again 52 days later. And I actually mentioned that in the preview video when I talked about it way back when. But just to emphasize how important that number is this year, as we've been saying. Super Bowl, the last Super Bowl was on 5/2. Tom Brady became 5-2 in Super Bowls. Got his 25th playoff win, the AFC's 25th championship with the 25-point comeback over the Falcons. 25, again, it was the 97th season of the NFL. 97 is the 25th prime. Bill Belichick equals 97. Bill Belichick also got that 83 football number. They moved the touchback to 25 yards last year. So we'll see what happens tomorrow in this game. Darrell, he can't take away his emotional investment from sports, even though he knows they're still rigged. He just wants to see his team win. Makes him feel better even if he knows it's rigged. And Darrell's like most men. My dad's the same way. My dad's pretty much come around to the fact that sports are rigged, but his bottom line is he still enjoys watching them, and when the Yankees win, he feels better. So, I don't know. We need to evolve. Until we evolve, it's just going to be this way. But we'll leave it there, Truth Seeker. Until next time.